As many of you guys already know, I am a school teacher here in Thailand where I live, and because of that, there are some responsibilities that I have to prioritize before making my YouTube videos, and that for this past couple of days has been exams. So I have to make exams, I have to invigilate the exams, which is give out the exams and then I have to mark the exams. And that's what's been keeping me really busy. I've also been helping her. That's my daughter right there. She's doing some drawings. I've been also helping her with some of her schoolwork. So that's the reason for my absence this past few weeks, but here, I'm back. What is going on, Draw2 crew? Ramny here with a brand new drawing tutorial for you guys, and today I'm going to show you how to draw Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. Here we go. Before we begin, be sure to read the description of this video. Down there, you'll find a list of my drawing tools, some tips to succeed in your drawing as you're following this tutorial, how to make tutorial suggestions if you have any, and best of all, a link to a free coloring page that is based on this tutorial. And having said all of that, grab your drawing tools and let's draw Bane!
That's why every Poison Ivy action figure comes complete with him! Try not to make a mess when you die.
Alright you guys, let's go ahead and get started with our Bane tutorial. I've got my paper in portrait mode. We're going to be drawing him kind of just a little bit on the waist, so let's go ahead and do that. Now there's going to be a lot of detail in this one that we're going to try to simplify just for the sake of keeping this video short. Anyway, I'm going to start my drawing here at the top, and I'm going to draw a circle about this big, and that's going to be, of course, for the head. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line going down, and we're going to try to keep it relatively simple, although there is a bit of a, what do you call it, like a little lean, I guess you can say. So the line isn't exactly straight up and down like this. There is a little bit of a tilt to it, okay? So there's that, and now I'm going to draw the sides of the face here. And then I'm going to draw the jaw and the chin. Okay, so we're going to worry about that later on. Of course, we're going to add the details to the mask there to give him that Bane that we love to hate from The Dark Knight Rises. Anyway, line going down for the neck, line going down for the neck. Actually, I'm going to make that a little bit longer, although I'm going to start my shoulders here and here. Okay, we're going to give him some pretty broad shoulders as we go. So there you go. And then if you draw this line going across, that kind of acts like a little clavicle line there. Okay, now he's going to have a pretty boxy looking torso. Now he's not the most like super muscular person, so we're not going to make him like this V-shaped person. He does have a little bit of bulk to him. So we're just going to draw two lines going relatively straight down, going a little bit narrow here at the bottom. So I'm just going to draw those two lines there. Shoulder right here. Of course, you want to make those shoulders not as big as the heads, right? So keep them within the same. What am I trying to say here? Just keep them within the same proportions. So that's about good. Okay, and then now the thing is biceps kind of come out like this, but then his arms, his hands come out over here. So I'm going to draw those biceps like that, but before I draw the rest, I'm actually going to draw where his hands should end up. So it's going to be roughly around here, and I'm going to draw. There you go. That's going to be a line for the knuckles and then a line for the back of the hand like this, and it's going to go down like that. Okay, so this is fairly straight going across like this. Same thing over here. We might need to move this later on depending on where we put the straps here. But for the most part, that goes like that. This goes straight across like this, across the bicep here. Here's the hand, and then the rest of the arm sort of comes out like this, and this comes down like this. Now they don't have to be super symmetrical. You just want to make it so that, you know, there's an elbow kind of this far down from the arm. So here's the arm, here's the elbow. You want to draw it there. So here's the arm going straight down the center. And you want to draw the elbow kind of right around here, but this far down from the bicep. And then bring that back up like this. bring this up like that, okay? Now right around here, I'm gonna close this off. Okay, and then just beneath that, close it off again, and then the pants go down there. Okay, so there's our relatively simple, relatively basic framework for our Bane tutorial. I'm going to, as we do that, I'm actually going to kind of figure out where we want the vest to go. So I'm going to draw a line going across right around here, and then this goes up that way, and this goes up this way, and then from here, this goes down and goes towards the armpit. Same thing here, this goes down and goes towards the armpit. Okay, so there you go, there's our Bane. And we actually, I'm thinking we might have to make this head a little bit bigger on mine. You guys don't have to worry about yours if you feel like it's the right proportions. I tend to make my bodies a little bit too big. That's just a habit of mine. So it's not too hard to make it any bigger. Ooh, pencil just flipped on its own. Okay, it's not too hard to make it bigger. You just have to like expand the sides a little bit. And just by doing that slightly, you'll get, doesn't even look like you made any changes. Okay, there you go. Zooming out quite a bit. There's our Bane. Now we can go ahead and get started on all the details of him. So there you go. Before we do that, however, I do have to pay the bills here in the office, in the studio. So in order to do that, I do have to run some advertisements. So here is an ad. We'll be right back after the ads. And we are back, you guys. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the face and let's get started working on that iconic Bane face. And here, the good thing is that we don't have to worry about making it look like Tom Holland, or Tom Hardy, I mean, not Tom Holland. That's Spider-Man. Because he is going to be covered in his Bane mask. Okay, so I'm going to draw the eyeliner here. I did erase the center line going down, but I still kind of have a faint idea where it is. I just want to keep that in mind. So here's our eye line, and right in between, we're going to draw two lines that expand as you go up the head like this, okay? Okay, there you go. On each side of those, I'm going to draw the eyes, and I'm going to actually make the eyebrows as well, eyebrows slash brow. So I'm just going to come out from the center there, and I'm going to draw the bottom of the eye as a straight line, relatively straight line. Okay, so it's the top line that's got the curve. Okay, so it goes down like this. There you go, and then I drew the eyebrows, kind of does that, and that sort of shapes the eye, the brows as well. You want to give them that angry looking scowl. Just cleaning it up as I go. Okay. Okay, so now I drew a line there. Let me grab a sharper pencil, which I should have done earlier. I'm going to draw this. I'm going to raise it up high so that it looks like a mask that is over his head. Okay, and then here this goes kind of underneath the eye like this in a slanted way. And this goes towards the jawline. Okay, and then from here I'm going to draw a line going straight down towards the edges of the chin here. Okay, so you got this line that crosses this line here. Okay, right here you want this to go up the sides. It sort of creates the cheekbone as well as you do that, so you want to make sure that you're following the cheekbones. Now you see this is the cheekbone right there. Just drawing it, just trying to make it as proportional or symmetrical as I can. Okay, this goes across, goes to the side. Now it covers the ears, and because of that, it bulges out like that. Okay, and then it goes to the jawline like this, bulges out here, and goes into the jawline like so. And now it is starting to look like Bane, just those lines alone, just giving that Bane look. Okay, you want to keep those neck lines pretty huge, because I mean he is supposed to be like a guy who's a bit on steroids. He's a bit on some performance enhancing drugs here. Okay, raising the shoulders up a bit. There you go. Now, this is the tricky part, and in order for us to do this, I want to clean it up first. Okay, you want to make sure that you got a nice surface to draw on. Okay. All right, so let's draw Bane. Okay, first I'm going to draw the pupils. I'm going to draw the pupils pretty, just basic black. And not the best, but you do want to try to make those pupils as aligned with each other as you can. Okay, and then under the eyes, and then around the eyes here, you want them to come out. Just some lines, wrinkle lines. Okay, there you go. Now, between the eyes, I'm going to draw these two squares. Like that. And there's piping that goes from here, going all the way to the top. Okay. And same thing here. There you go. I'm going to lower that center line, actually. There. Okay, so now I'm going to draw these. It looks like like a little, I don't know what you call it. It's a thing that keeps these pipes in place. So I draw a straight line across, and then where these pipes are, which I'm going to draw those lines. It just keeps, you know, just, I don't know what you call them. It just keeps them in place, you know what I mean? Okay, one there, and then two here. Same thing on the other side. Okay, and then those are supposed to be screws or rivets, what have you. Two there, and then we'll do two more here. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just drawing these lines going up. Create some piping that goes all the way to the very top. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to draw Bane with a bunch of like forehead wrinkles. And then I'm going to draw these lines here. And these lines are designed to show the side of the face as opposed to the front of the face and the top of the head. So that's why these lines are there, because we're not really shading. Now this is the tricky part right here, and that's where it gets kind of complicated. Before we do that, I'm going to draw two lines like this, and then a line that's sort of parallel to this here. There you go. Okay, so you got this line right here. You kind of want to create this gap right there. Okay, there you go. So there's going to be some 4 pipes that expand from there. I'm going to draw a line across like this. I'm going to draw another line across, and then it goes down like this. Okay, and then another line right here, and it goes like this. So you see how it goes 1, 2, 3, and then same thing on the other side except the opposite direction. Okay, now these are going to be divided into 4 separate pipes, and the only way for me to tell you how to do it is just divide the center into 4 pipes that are separate from each other. I hope you guys can sort of see, kind of hard to explain it further, so, and that's the best I can zoom in. So it's essentially, you have this space right here, you want to try to create 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like 4 separate pipes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's like this space in between them. Okay, so that's sort of what you want to try to do. Okay, here at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here along the side here, you got these corners. And then here at the bottom. And then you want to close that in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there you go. If this was any bigger, I wish I could show you what it looks like. Part of me is thinking maybe I should have done like just this part so that we can do that in more detail. But you know what? I think this is fine. There you go. Okay, here on this side you have this part right here that goes out and then in, lower than these, about that low. Okay, and then in between there's these pipes that go this way, down, and then in this way. Okay, so it looks like that. It's looking a little bit complicated, but what you want to do, so you see a little bit of a hexagon shape right here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or octagon actually. Okay, make a pipe out of this and this and this and this. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like the bottom part of these pipes here. And this just goes up like that. And then this one goes this way to the top. That was pretty hard to explain. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you got this part right here at the top. These two, I'm going to call them pipes because that's what they look like to me. These two pipes on the side that go down to there. Okay, then you have these two pipes, this one here and this one that goes here. There you go. Okay, here now you got 4 coming from here down to the bottom. Okay, so those are the outermost ones. Okay. And then 2 in the center. Okay, and then lastly you got 2 that look like this on the side here. Kind of look like telephones, you know, those old school telephones. There you go. And then I'm going to draw these 2 lines. And then that's pretty much it. Okay, so really complicated design. Then over here, we're going to create a diamond shape. Sorry, like a diamond pattern cross hatching. Divide this into 3. And there you go. So you can actually, like if you really want to, you can shade the center lines or the center gaps to make it easier. So maybe that's what I'll do here. Here, okay. Here you just want to create the sides. There. All right, so I mean, there is more to it. There's a lot more details to this than I can actually show you. But to keep things simple, we're going to keep going. And here I'm just trying to add a little bit of texture to some of the pipes, which we can do also later on when we start inking. All right, so there's Bane's head, which I think went pretty well. Okay, so now let's zoom out and let's do the vest part. And then when we have the vest figured out and we have the straps that go down here, we can figure out where the arms go or where the hands go, because he is holding on to straps. And then once we have the straps, then we can figure out where the arms go. Okay, so let's get started. So again, I raised this high up. There you go. I'm going to erase these lines here and actually give him some definition. So the chest goes down. A bit of a, there you go. It's like this. You can actually feel it. It's like right at the top of your breastbone here, right there. Okay, so here's the gap in between the chest muscles, the left and the right pectorals. Here's the Adam's apple. Okay, you have part of the neck that goes down like this to there, and then a bit of some neck lines that go like that, and then lines on the back that do that. Okay, so there you go. There's our neck. Okay, now this military, like, I can't really tell you exactly what this vest is. It's like a tactical vest, but let's do this. Okay, so from here I'm just going to draw a space going this way and this way. I'm going to ignore where the hands are for now. And then here there's going to be, like, there seems to be like this padded area. Everything's padded, but there's like leather and what looks like I don't know what kind of material. I actually don't remember what it's called, to be honest. All right, so here's some leather right here, leather strap going down. Okay, simplifying the strap a little bit. Okay, this goes like this. And you want the strap, okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. So it goes this way. Actually, just up to there. Okay, so there's one part of the strap, and then the other, like a slightly smaller one, is what he's holding on to. And those two actually go down the center here. So here I'm going to create like a seat belt, rectangular shape that goes to the sides like this and like this. Okay, so it goes like that, and then these straps right here from the shoulder, they actually go down to the underneath this belt strap. Okay, I'm actually going to make that a little bit thicker. There you go. All right. So imagine the hand is, he's got his hands kind of in front of these, so I'm going to readjust the fingers in order to make it look like he's holding on to these straps. Okay, so readjust this to look like that. So you see how I'm just making it parallel to the strap. So it looks like he's hanging onto it like so. Okay, we're not quite finished, so let's keep going before we do the hands, right? Right here, there seems to be this one octagon shape here at the top, and it sort of goes this way down. Okay, and it goes like this, and it goes above the belt line like this. So just adjust it so that it sort of looks symmetrical. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it does that. So it's like this padded leather, and the rest looks like flannel. Okay, there we go. And then right here we got the same thing, sort of goes like this, goes down, and then it goes back up and then to the side. Same thing on the other side. Let's go down, and it's very cushiony. It's got a soft look to them, like actual padding. There you go. Okay, there's some padding here. So it just looks like just padding over top of padding, you know? Paddings and straps. That's what this is. All right, let's go back to this here, and I'm going to have another strap going over that strap. It's a bunch of layered straps here, I tell ya. Okay, just before it reaches the edge here, it goes across. And I did forget to mention that the reference photo that I'm using is actually is it a Hot Toys figure, which you can take a look down in the description of this video. I have a link to the reference photo that I'm using for this, and I mean, you can take a look at it and add more detail to what I'm adding now, because it's just a really detailed figure. Okay, I'm going to double up on these lines because it does look like there's like a great deal of seams to keep it from breaking apart. It's meant to withstand quite a bit of a, you know, impact. So it looks heavy duty. Okay, and then there's straps that come out, the line in the center there. Okay, and then, yeah, so we'll just keep doing that. And then down here, we're going to draw a connection between these two V straps. Goes across, and then does that. So about halfway, and it crosses that strap. Okay, rivets here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then here looks like there's the end of the strap there, and then there's like another here as well. Okay, and then as you go down, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then yeah, these are multiple layers, multiple sizes, and there we go. Like if you guys really want to add some details to it, there's some stripe texture to the straps here, but not all the way. Okay, there you go. So I think that's good enough for me. And here I could probably give a little bit of shade to this part of his costume. Double up here, double up here. Okay. And it looks like he's also got some padding here on the sides. Padding, padding, like a triangular shaped padding on each side here. Okay, there you go. So that's what that looks like. If I were to draw this, it would kind of, yeah, it would sort of look like this. Looks like that, okay? So this part is going to be covered by the hands. I'm just drawing it in to show you what it will look like underneath the hands, in case your hand placement is a little bit different than mine. Okay, down here, I'm going to draw 2 lines on the side, 2 lines across, and then 3, 1, 2, 3 lines, 1, 2, 3 lines like that. Okay, and then we have, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here on the side, slanted here, okay, and then goes across, and then there's like this strap that comes out of it. It's like a little pocket where the strap here comes out of, and the strap actually goes this way towards here. Okay, there you go. Just gonna continue that line there. Erase these, draw a line going down the center. Okay, and then another one beneath it. It's kind of similar, except it doesn't have this metallic strap. Okay, so 2 lines like this, and then strap, and then just continue on with this diagonal shape. This goes like this, and this goes like this. Okay, same thing, goes like that. Two rectangles here. Okay, and then a rectangle going across this way, a line going down the center, and then, believe it or not, that's the vest, and then underneath the vest there's like his belt, his pants belt, and it just looks like this, goes across like that. I'm not going to add any more. Actually, let's draw the buckle for his pants. It's kind of off to the side, and that's okay. Okay, and then I'm not going to draw the rest. The rest is just going to be his pants. And I'm going to cut it off like right around here. So there you go. We have our the bottom part of the vest. Now we have the top part. Now let's draw the arms. Now I'm kind of noticing that my arms are a little too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bulk it up a little bit. So we got the shoulder, and then here we got the tricep and bicep, and then here is where I want to draw my elbow. Okay, so I brought it up just slightly like that, okay? And on this side as well, here we've got a shoulder, forearm, elbow, and then I'm going to go back over here. This goes up. Now this one is going to be a little different than the other arm. Okay, because the right hand actually has padding on it. Okay, before we do that, however, you want your forearm to sort of go from here towards this part right there, right? So you want to, because that's like the natural flow of the forearm. It gets wider as you go. So you want to make sure you have that. And let's erase some of it, some of those details. Okay, now this, as I've mentioned, has, he's got some padding on this hand. It goes there, it goes all the way to the, just below the knuckles here. The knuckles are exposed, but here you got padding for the arm, sorry, padding for the hand, and then the wrist, and then it goes out towards here. So significantly thicker than the rest. And let's focus on that now. There's going to be 3 straps that go around with the rounded tips. Okay, so it goes like that and goes all the way to the other side. See how that sort of turns by going like this, and it gets thinner as you go. Okay, there's one. There's another one here. It gets, this one is longer and it kind of goes to the edge here. And then you got one here just on the side, or just at the back of his palm, like that. Okay, so you got those 3 straps, and then you want to divide this into 2, going down this way. Like that. Okay, so there's our hand padding, and I'm just going to create these wrinkles here, especially on the wrist, just to give it a texture. And lately, that's what I've been trying to think about, is just adding texture by drawing lines. Okay, let's not forget we've got our shoulder right here, you got your bicep here, it goes right into the armpit. Okay, and then let's draw some veins. He is taking some drugs, so it does puff him out and give him some prominent veins. Not too much, don't overdo it. There you go, so that's good enough. And then you got, let's kind of draw some veins here on the neck. There you go. Anyway, let's draw the bicep. There you go. I think that's okay. Okay, and then the fingers. Almost forgot the fingers, you guys. Fingers, this goes across like that, right? So you draw the edges first and then divide this into 4. Of course, making sure that you got your pinky as the smallest one. And then you got your knuckle here. Knuckle, 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 right? Other side of that knuckle there. And then finger, and then here's where it bends. Okay, so over that strap, you see how we have this strap sort of going underneath it. You want to make sure that that goes underneath the strap. Okay, there you go. And then on the other side, here we have our wrist right here. And then let's divide the fingers and make my finger bend actually. So bend it this way. Okay, dividing it into 4. individual fingers there. Okay, and then knuckles are right here along that line, like that. There's some veins that sort of go down his arm here. And this one, there's one that goes across that way, and then there's a few that go this way. And the veins are kind of like lightning and branches. They have a very distinct kind of a randomness to them. Anyway, you don't get to see the thumbs because we're assuming that he's sticking his thumbs kind of underneath the strap there, so we don't really see much of it. Now this goes this way. Let's add some muscle definition here. Okay, and then same thing here again. We want to draw his shoulder. Some shoulder veins coming from the pectorals to the shoulders there. And then here on the side, just biceps. Okay, there you go. Zooming out, just adding a little bit of detail to the pants here at the bottom, which doesn't really matter, you know. Maybe some texture, but I will be cutting that off a little bit later on anyway. So anyway, that is it, you guys. That is our Bane tutorial. I mean, there's a lot of detail, a lot of stuff that you really need to kind of like focus on, but there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial for Bane, and I do apologize that I've lasted a week of not posting anything on the channel. Things have just gotten really busy, but I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and yeah, I'll be back for more. See you guys shortly. Take care. And that is all the time that we have for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way to the very end. I hope you guys are very proud of your drawings. If you are, I would love to see them, so please head on over to the Google Plus community and to Instagram and post your artwork there and tag me so that I can see it as well. If you guys are ever curious about the equipment that I use to make my videos or to do my tutorials, I have a link to those in the description below, so be sure to check that out. If you feel like being extra generous, I have links in the description on different ways that you can help support this channel. Your contributions go a long way in ensuring that I can make content like this for free for you guys, so I appreciate your consideration. If you guys did enjoy this tutorial, it would help me a great deal if you, number one, liked this video, commented down below, and most especially if you shared this with your friends in your social media. And of course, speaking of social media, don't forget you guys can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google+, and of course on my website, draw2.com, where you can download a free coloring page of the tutorial that's here on this video. Again, you guys, all of the links to all of those are in the description, so be sure to read it. Finally, thank you once again for watching. I will see you guys next time, and don't forget, stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw too. Take care.